Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Talkin Kop. This is a Sunday Night Cop. I'm Gav. I'm joined by Emma. I'm joined by Dylan. Happy Christmas to you all. I hope you had a brilliant Christmas and you have a deadly New Year. I'm sure I'll say that at the end of the show as well. Liverpool 2, Wolves 1 at Anfield. Yesterday, wasn't it? Yesterday, and Liverpool have moved up to fourth position in the Premier League on their own after Chelsea got beaten by Villa in the late game. Emma. You couldn't look more fucking less bothered to do this show. But anyway, I'll ask you the question first. It's another 3 points, but I'll keep banging on about it because I think it's proper too. It's half a performance for me. It's a 45-minute performance to get you 2-0. It's very passive the second half. I said a couple of weeks ago we need to put points on the board. That's the main thing. But I'd like to see some performances to come with it. They aren't quite there yet, are they?
No. And I think we've only been putting in a half a performance, not just this season, got leaks into last season as well. But when they rattle out, like I'm sitting here and I'm watching it and I'm thinking, be great to get one before half time. And we get one. And then we get one nearly straight after it, and I thought, here we go, we're absolutely going to steamroll this. Bounced into half time, and then it's just like a completely different team. I think somebody said on the post-match show, it's like he's mixing fucking Valium or something with their halftime drinks, and they come out all on the back foot. Like it's just, we've seen it for a long time now, and it's you're praying, and I know we've said it on this show and other shows as well, is that you'd love to see them even put together like a 70-minute performance. They seem to only be able to put together a 20 to 40-minute performance, and then it's sit off. And like when we won the league last year, like there was games earlier on in the season where you went kind of 1-0 up and you thought, right, well, these aren't coming back. Like, but now it's how many goals do we need to go in front for us to all chill out and relax? And so far, 2 hasn't been enough. I don't think we've gone 3-0 ahead in the game. Love to see what will happen if we go 3-0 in a game. But 2-0, and 2-0 they say is one of the most dangerous scores in football, because one goal back and everything changes. And that's none more so evident with the way we've been playing the last 2-3 months. Look, I thought we were really good in the first half. I thought we were absolute dog shit in the second half and invited pressure on. And I don't know why we continue to do it. Like, even in grassroots football, you think you go 1-0 up, keep going, keep playing the way you were playing, because you are winning 2-0 off the way you're playing. Why change the way you're playing? And we seem to, I don't know whether it's coming from the sideline or whether it's a nervousness on the pitch, but why do we change the way we play? Just continue on playing the way you're playing. You're 2-0 up, but we seem to be changing. So
yeah, Emmet. Kev says when you're down to the bare bones, all that really matters is the points. And Sam says, I'm watching the game back earlier. We actually had a decent spell in the second half after they scored when Jones had the shot and Gravenberch too. Just when you don't get the third goal, it can get a bit nervy. Dylan, I've obviously you speak to Liverpool fans on the regular, whether it's, WhatsApps or in person or whatever it might be. And a couple of them have said to me, look, we're really good the first half. Wolves don't really do much. They've one shot, don't they, from the edge of the box that Alisson kind of deals with well. But other than that, Liverpool are, I wouldn't say they're flying. They're in control of the game and they get the 2 goals. And a couple of people have said to me, you have to remember we are down to the bare bones here. He is probably looking at the game going, right, we need to slow this down. We need to turn this into a slower game. We need to, and I'm not even saying preserve energy. I think it's just, there's a big thing with this manager, I think, with trust in players. And he's probably looking at that bench going, I don't really want to use many of these if I don't have to. And maybe that's why they slow it down and they look to hold what they have. But Dylan, there's a holding what you have, and then there's just being, for me, sloppy, passive. Look, I'd be happy if Liverpool come out there and went, listen, we're not going to go after these for the third goal, but we're keeping the ball, we're going to move it around, we'll play it back and forward and sideways and do whatever the fuck we like, but we're not giving them a sniff. But we don't seem to do that, Dylan. And I'll get on to the good stuff in the first half in a minute, but we come out in that second half and it's like sloppy, corner, goal. You know what I mean? And it all comes down again, and we all know the stat. We've scored 3 from set pieces in the Premier League this season, and we've conceded 12. And I can understand us trying to hold what we have and, preserve players' energy to make them last a bit longer throughout the game and see out a game 2-0 and maybe get a third. But you preserve it in the proper way, Dylan. Not the way we go. We seem to just switch off and go, this will be grand, and something will come. It nearly feels entitled at times to me.
Yeah, 100%. You're right in what you're saying. You're down to your bare bones, and even Chiesa on the pitch yesterday. I don't think that's a player Slot particularly trusts. But go out there. You've seen it so many times. Many times if you watch Liverpool, particularly under Klopp, you're 2-0, 3-0 up at half time, and the second half you may as well turn off because Liverpool are just keeping the ball. There's no chances for the other team. There's very few for Liverpool. The odd corner, and you get to empty the bench at around 70. We've cut our own legs off by being sloppy. And you're right. It's not a fact of we're being beaten. We're actually giving goals away, in my opinion. Silly corners being given, silly throw-ins being given, dropping the head, bad passes seem to result in goals constantly. I just love us to see a game out. Like you were saying, we'd love to go get a tour. People are saying, 3-0 would be fantastic. I'm with you. 2-0 and nothing happens in the second half. I'd be happy. I'd love to see the likes of Neoni get onto the pitch a little bit earlier. Rio Ngamoa getting on the pitch. I don't think he's kicked the ball for us since October. And that's our own doing. We're down to the bare bones. You need to start being more sensible. And the age old narrative of let the ball do the work. We're going to be leggy no matter what way we play it. So let's let the ball do some fucking work.
Yeah. Sam says Sam's made a couple of good points here. He says, look, we can't go from losing 9 games from 12 to battering teams again. We have to be hard to beat again. And we're showing that at least the past few games, that's the base we need to before we can get more confident. I agree with Sam there. Like I do. He said we lacked firepower off the bench yesterday to kill the game. Even Gakpo wasn't really fit to be honest. Otherwise, he would have come on earlier, in my opinion. Just making numbers and look, he does bring on Gakpo and he brings off on Bradley. And I was surprised to see Bradley, to be fair. But you're right in what you're saying there. Let the ball do the work. Like as I said, I've no problem with Liverpool. I think Liverpool go out there in the second half, right, and get hold of the ball in the second half, the first 10 minutes, and pop the ball around. And don't be overly threatening, but just show Wolves, listen, we're going to keep this. And if you even show a bit of threat for the first 5 minutes and go, a shot here, or we get a corner, Wolves are going to go, fuck this, right? Because we're going to get battered here. If we come out and get at these, they're confident, they're playing. But Liverpool literally say to Wolves, tell you what to do. Just start putting balls into channels and we'll start hoofing the ball out and we'll start giving away corners. And, the fella in the middle is about 7 foot tall and we give you the opportunity to throw the ball in at him. And it was just frustrating in that sense that, I can completely understand. He brings Bradley on, he brings Gakpo on, but he's probably looking there going, I don't really want to. So that's in the back of his mind. But I think there's a right way to go around it. But let's go back to the start. Let's go back to the positives, right? Because we'll come back to that stuff later. Emmet, I want to talk about a couple of players. I'm going to start at the back. I'm going to start with Kirkis. He's got battered from pillar to post. From the beginning of this season right up until I would say possibly a month ago. And I thought he was really good yesterday. There's still a little bit to be desired in the sense of his final ball, all right, but I can live with that. But I thought his doggedness to get into tackles, to bring a bit of fight when Wolves wanted to, he was dogged in what he was doing. He was trying to get beyond midfield to get up and support like Ekitike because Wirtz wanted to float, etc. It was mad. I was listening to the post match show yesterday, and it was one of Ashley, Kev, or Chris, and they were saying he's 21. He's played an awful lot of Premier League football, but he's still a 21-year-old moving to a massive club like Liverpool that's come into a team in all over the place, to be fair. And he's gone and he's starting to play, and I think he's improving week on week for me in not every facet of his game, but an awful lot of things I'm seeing improvement in, and just the way we're playing is starting to suit him a bit more. I thought he was really good.
Yeah, he has been. I just think that he's over eager. He's kind of nearly trying too hard at times. He's thrown himself into tackles but he has kind of reined himself in slightly. I thought he was going to get in the way of Ekitike for the second goal. He was just so eager to get forward. He was kind of underlapping him rather than overlapping Ekitike. But I think it has kind of died down, is the criticism of him. But he's settling in, and they did make that point on the post-match. He is only 21. He's younger than Bradley, and he's playing a hell of a lot more football than Bradley is as well. So, no, I like him. I don't like this whole... I can see the Moreno...
Comparisons is what Emma wanted to say there, but his internet went.
Kind of compare... What?
Yeah, your internet went there, but it's okay.
Oh,
Comparisons
okay.
was the last word we heard.
Okay, sorry. Comparisons to Moreno, because he can look a little bit headless at times. He does need to maybe just rein himself in a small bit. It'll come. He needs to get to the byline a little bit more, I think, and pull a ball. I think he pulled a good ball back yesterday, and it just, there was nobody there. But it will come. But no, I'm happy enough with the way Kerkers is going at the moment. He's less headless chicken now than he was maybe towards the start of the season. But again, he was looking to win his position. You have Robertson waiting there to come in and take his spot from him if he doesn't. So there's kind of he just needed to harness the excitement energy, let's just say. And I think he's starting to do that. Still a little bit headless at times, but he'll eventually get there, I think.
Like Dylan, Emmett's fair point from Emmett, the kind of an eagerness in him to do certain things. And I don't mind that. What I did mind at the start of the season was him standing holding hands with Virgil van Dijk. And I started to get annoyed at Virgil van Dijk because Virgil van Dijk used to be pointing at him to go forward. And he'd go forward and then the ball would get hoofed back over his head and Virgil van Dijk would have to kick it out for throw and Virgil van Dijk would give out to him for not being beside him. When it was starting to annoy me. But we talk so much about, Ekitike and Wirtz and Szoboszlai and how do we get the best out of Salah, and we go on and all about these forward and midfield players, but in the system I think we're looking to play eventually, the fullbacks are going to become absolutely massive in it. And I think we're moving towards something which I'll get on to later, but while we're moving towards that, we have to do something with the fullbacks, and he's going to become so important. And I think we're starting to gradually see the detachment from him as a standard fullback standing beside Virgil van Dijk to nearly like a wing back, in the system we're looking to play. And he'll get more use with the final ball. Yeah, okay. How many fullbacks have a brilliant final ball? There's probably a handful in the world. But I think he's starting to evolve as this team looks to evolve. But right now, this team is probably doing what it has to do. When it starts to properly evolve, I think you'll probably see the best of him.
Yeah, 100%. When this team's pouring, I think you'll see a fantastic Kerkers. You look at him last year, was a free-flowing Bournemouth, and he was flying. Great deliveries into the box. Even I know he wasn't particularly good against Ireland, but for Hungary, he's been fantastic at left back for them. And as you say, 21. You're looking at Liverpool's fullback for 10 years if you can nail that down there. Special mention then for Frimpong as well. I know we're only talking about Kerkers, but I thought Frimpong was fantastic yesterday at right full. It's an awful lot of talk of, he's not a right back, he's never played in a back four. I thought he was very good. Only back off injury. I know he shifts probably a little bit further forward once Bradley comes on, but that's probably horses for courses. But yeah, I'm glad to see the two of them coming in, and I'd like to see the two of them hold down that spot now going forwards.
Yeah, and I think I'm a big thing about competition. And I'd love nothing more than Bradley and Frimpong to stay absolutely fit and just go head to head and see who gets the position every week. Because they both offer something a little bit different. I think Bradley might be a bit more of a footballer than Frimpong in the sense of he kind of sees a game more, where I think Frimpong is just impact. And yesterday, again, I thought he was a little bit higher up, and his recovery pace can get him back into fullback. But him being higher up gets him as an outlet and allows him to, like, you see the goal where he starts from, edge of the box, give us it, and I'm just going to burst past people. Scouser Pete on Kerka says he was in the league team of the year last season. Season pros are struggling at the moment, so digging out a 21-year-old is a little bit cruel. Robbo was given time, he deserves the same grace period. In fairness, yeah, that's a great point, because when Robertson comes into Liverpool, we're like, where the fuck is he? And then I think he plays against Palace in October. And we're like, oh, he's good.
He only gets in because I think somebody gets injured.
I think Moreno's still at the club.
Moreno.
Yeah.
And And I think Milner might have had an issue as well, because was Milner playing left back for a little bit as well. And we're like, oh, he's good. And then I've just kind of kicked on from there. You know, in fairness to him, he's 4 months into a Liverpool career, which, yeah, I think that's fair from Scouser Pete to say he deserves a grace period. Yeah, I was impressed with the fullbacks yesterday, but I think I'm being more impressed with them because of the impact they can have, because of the way we're playing, rather than us being, oh, sit back and you're a back four and all this sort of stuff. Moving up the pitch though, Dylan, go on, I'll stay with you. I'll let you go first on this. I just think Florian Wirtz gets better and better every time I watch him play. You know, again, talking about evolutions of teams, you know, he's so such central to what we're wanting to do. And people can tell me about his goals and assists and does he play here, does he drift there. You just have to have him on the pitch, and you just need to get him on the ball. And I don't really give a fuck where it is. Just get him on the ball and everyone else can walk around him, because some of the touches yesterday, drops of the shoulder going by people, he gets the goal, which I was fucking delighted about. But the ball in behind for Ekitike, it's unbelievable. Like, talk about inch perfect. You know, there's nowhere to hit that, and he finds a gap. He's just, to me, he looks like he's getting into a flow at Liverpool. I think he looks physically better. He looks more adept at what he's trying to do, and he's just one of those players, isn't he? Then you can talk about, you know, oh, he's a luxury. He's not a luxury, but he's somebody that you just go, just get him the ball, just give him the ball and let him play.
Yeah, you're asking the right person. We're in WhatsApps and Telegrams, and I'll sing his praises all day. I think he's a magnificent. I can't even say that.
Magnificent is the word you're looking for.
He's a fantastic footballer. Yeah, I need to put something in that. That's what the problem is. He's a good footballer. I just think he's going to make us tick. You're dead right. Get the ball to him and wind him up and let him go. He's that ball to Ekitike is fantastic. And yeah, I think you build around him going forward. Every game he looks to be getting better and better and better. And I hope the goals and assists and everything else start kicking on from now.
Emmet, the thing about him, when I was watching him yesterday, is that Liverpool were playing it right. They weren't looking to, you know, it has to get to him and it has to get to him now. They were picking their moments to get it to him. And he does some of his best work in our half when he is in a set position and, you know, we win the ball back. And everyone thinks of Florian Wirtz, or a lot of people would think, oh, he's a number 10 and he stands up there off the front, man. He doesn't really want to defend. And, you know, we get it to him and he play from there. But like, one of his best moments yesterday was nearly in a kind of, not a left back position, but not far off it. Yeah. And the ball breaks and he just drops it. He just goes around the fella and it's like, right, the pitch is open. And he's happy whether he's 70 yards from goal or 20 yards from goal, in the sense of I'll make space and then I'll go and walk. I thought he was excellent, and I was absolutely delighted for him.
Second, lads, 2 seconds.
Yeah, go on, you go. I was absolutely delighted for him with the goal, because the thing is, you know, this has gone on, and you know, Dallas is in there saying 116 million to score his only goal against one of the worst teams in the Premier League. Dallas, you have a fucking neck, right? You have an absolute neck butter. But fair play to you, great to see you. I hope you had a great Christmas. Don't make me name all the Arsenal players you've spent an absolute fucking fortune on that have done next to fuck all right? And he wouldn't get in that Arsenal team, he fucking would, and you know it.
He'd walk into that.
He'd absolutely walk into that Arsenal team. But fair play to you. You're doing your best, buddy. You're doing that little bit of attention you need. Oh, you got it. Fair fucks to you. But Emma, are you back?
I'm back, sorry. Yeah, I've a 16-year-old that's just getting up out of bed now, 25 past 10 in the evening. Yeah, no PlayStation, all that kind of shit.
Oh, right, okay.
Looking for money for the Chinese.
Right.
Florian Wirtz. I handed him a 50 and he goes, oh, I have a 50 myself. I was like, oh, okay.
What's he fucking asking for the money for?
He wanted to spend my money, not his own money.
Unbelievable, carry on.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Anyway, Florian Wirtz.
Florian Wirtz, yeah. So we were talking there about people reading the game, and I think he reads the game really well, but not just the game. I think he reads the players really well. He can nearly foresee what a player is going to do or what shape of the players coming in. Like, I always watch these players that are able to nutmeg, and you always think, we usually think it was luck. It's not. They're reading what way this person's going to put their leg, and they literally just sticking it through their legs. And that drop of the shoulder, and then just out onto the sideline, and then up the pitch. It's a joy to watch. I've said it loads of times on here. It's sickening how easy he makes playing football looks, because it's not that easy. Just there are hundreds of players playing the Premier League that can't make it look that easy, and it's just a joy to watch. And to get in the goal, I was delighted for him. But I'm a big one for the tapping of the badge and the kissing of the badge and all, because
you love all that.
I'm mad for
How
all
many
of that.
TikTok remixes have you watched? Come on, tell me.
I haven't
All the
actually watched
music
many.
over now.
I told you already. I did 13,000 steps today. I haven't had time.
Has one come out with the Titanic music? There's always a bit one with Titanic music.
No, but I made one for you.
Nah, what pal? Thanks. Thanks. I'll watch it over the new year.
But running away and doing that, because you're kind of thinking like, oh, is he gonna? You kind of not doubting in yourself, but when you see other teams going, oh, I don't think he's gonna settle in the Premier League and stuff like this, and you kind of have it in the back of your head, and you start nearly believing in yourself. But then when he runs away and taps that badge, it's like, yeah, he's our player. Like, he's enjoying it. You can tell he's enjoying his football. Maybe didn't look like he was enjoying his football the first few weeks of the season, but he's really.
I think he's done absolutely fine though.
But it was getting barged off the ball, and it was like, oh, is it too physical for him? He's apparently put on 2.5, 3 kilos of muscle. You can see it in, and he's not being bounced off the ball as much as he was now. And that pass for Ekitike, like, it's like literally inch per, like, it's not even traveling that fast, but it's just that inch out of reach for the defender, and it just winds up on Ekitike's toe. Like, it's absolute porn football at times, to be honest with you, watching the way he can do things. And then down in the far corner, down near the Kop, and it's just a little body swerve and around and drags it back. I think it was Gravenberch, was it, that tries?
Yeah, someone comes onto it.
I think he's actually being dragged back when he tries to hit it. But it's just, I could watch him all day long.
Do you feel a bit sorry for the likes of Wirtz, because, like, Dylan, you know, we're talking about this team and all the changes to it and all the circumstance and yeah, look, tactics and stuff hasn't been right. But do you feel a bit sorry for Wirtz when you think, do you know what, if we'd have just nearly just went, listen, just the team from last year plays and just drop Wirtz into it and let's see how he gets on. If he'd have come into a settled situation and a settled side, I think he could have picked up things an awful lot quicker. And you'd be standing there going, holy fuck, what is this we have? Because there's signs of that for me. There really is.
Yeah, 100%. Like, the way we were pouring at the end of last season, you know, maybe the last few games when we'd already won the league. But up until then, scoring goals for fun, Salah putting things on plates for people, that just seemed to go out the window when Wirtz arrived. And I think people are saying one goal, or that's his first goal. There's been a couple of opportunities where the ball probably should have been pulled back to him or put on a play for him to score. But imagine him, like, in the middle of last season, you could throw him in there when everything was going so well and you're battering sides, and just let him roll with what was going. It'd been unbelievable. And as you said, I don't think he's been bad. I don't think he's been bad all season, but I'm conscious now that he'd be going into a winter break in the Bundesliga. So.
Yeah. Just says I've put 13 pounds of cheese on since the last fortnight. In fairness to him, so 3 kilos is fuck you. Florian Wirtz, right? Because Just is going around there going, I've put 5 kilos on me. Put 5 kilos on in the last 2 weeks. But I don't think what you've put on is the same as what he's put on, to be fair. Let me see. Davey T says he remembers Beardsley joining Liverpool, fish out of water to start with, then it clicked. Beardsley was unbelievable. Oh, Jesus Christ. And you talk about body movement and stuff. Watch Liverpool's second goal against Forest in 87-88 when Beardsley gets it inside his own half and just drops a shoulder and hits a ball to Aldridge, who just dinks it over the keeper. It's do you know what? It's actually very Florian Wirtz, or Florian Wirtz is very Peter Beardsley, whatever way you want to look at it. Because it was Beardsley was unbelievable as a footballer. But look, Florian Wirtz, you know, he can only do so much, and I think he's improving all the time. And this team, it needs patience, and at times it doesn't. At times it needs to go, listen, lads, we'll just fucking cop on. Hence the talk of the second half. But Ekitike, because what are you laughing at, Dylan?
Yeah, laughing at Jus's comment.
Which one?
Getting picked up in the morning for work.
By a harpoon.
Okay. Emmet, Ekitike. I said it the other week. I didn't think he was that good. Not in yesterday's game. Sorry, I didn't think as a player we were signing as good a player as we're signing as we signed. He doesn't get a goal. He doesn't get a goal yesterday. He gets an assist. I thought his all-round game was really, really good. He's so direct. He's strong. He's unlucky with the one off the post. But I was listening to the post-match show and Kev was talking about he doesn't feel like he's an out-and-out 9. But what he's doing is he's bringing players into play. He can be an out-and-out 9 for me, though. But he's bringing people into play. He's dropping off. He's clever. And then even the second goal there yesterday, he just shifts it around your man and just runs. He doesn't look at, I'll get it on my feet and I'll try to do something. Just push it around and go, there's space there. I'm just pushing it in there and away. He's been really impressive, him.
Yeah, he's been excellent. I thought a couple of games he's been quiet. I thought he was quiet enough in the first half until he decided. I think maybe what Kev was talking about was where he is just up front and we're trying to get the ball up to him and he's decided, no, I'm dropping in here and I'm going to collect it. I don't think he can only be an out 9. He couldn't play a whole game where he just stands on the shoulder.
No, it's not his game. It's not his game.
Yeah, he nearly needs to be involved. And when he gets involved, like just for a tall lad, like he's just, the touch is unbelievable. He's loves a back heel. Like the way he digs that out from his feet to hit the post yesterday. Like I thought that was going a mile wide and then it hits the foot of the post. I didn't know he was going to be that good. And anybody that says that they knew he was going to be that good are just trying to be edgy Guerrero. Like, do you know what I mean? Nobody knew what we were getting. Maybe Davey T did because they tried to sign him 17 times and then we got him. But I didn't expect him to be that good. But on the flip side of that, we probably expected Isaac to be better. So thank God Ekitike is better than what we expected. I think he's probably been one of the signings of the season so far, striker wise. There was a big summer for strikers, and I think he's probably leading the way in that. I think that's what has he got now? He's got 11, 12 goals and assists or something like that. So I just still can't get my head around how he can't play more than 70 minutes or 80 minutes, getting cramp and stuff. Like, it's like at this stage now you should be able to do a 90.
Yeah,
is it kind of a, what do they call, I think I said it last week, is it kind of play possum, like, because it was before he scored last week, I think he was limping around the place. Like, is he actually, and I know you said that maybe he's trying to play through knocks and stuff like that because he's always wanting to be involved, but it just, I'd love to be able to see him do 90 minutes. Of course he's not going to be able to run as hard as he could run in the 90th minute as he can in the second minute, but at least make it for the 90. Make the full 90 minutes.
I see what you're saying, but the situation we're in right now, I've no issue with Ekitike coming off the pitch on 80.
Oh, I've no issue with him coming off, but like,
we can't afford to play him for 90 minutes with the players we have at our disposal right now. You know, when you look at Isak's out, Salah's not there, Gakpo's only coming back. Like, who's left? Do you know what I mean?
But there are players that are playing 90 minutes.
There are players that are playing 90 minutes, and yeah, they probably are building them up. And remember, he's a player that doesn't play in the winter in Germany. He wouldn't be playing now. He'd be fucking on a break. It's a different intensity, and you go back to, even if you, and he's a young player, and I know he played loads in Germany. Luis Diaz is over in Germany telling everyone it's the crack compared to the Premier League. It's fucking great.
You look at Szoboszlai, I'd say, in his
Szoboszlai coming that way. Yeah, he suffered the season before last. He suffered in his fourth season when he got around November, December. He was awful. He couldn't fucking pass the ball. And now look at him. He just goes out and does 90 minutes, runs about 12 kilometres every 3 days and goes, yeah, it's grand. Do you know what I mean? It takes time, and like Bejan says there, you used to be able to get time to settle into the Premier League, but in the modern era of banter and bottling, you don't seem to get that respect. It happens everywhere. You know, it happens. Like, you look at like Dallas is in the chat there, right? And we're only buzzing off him. Like, he's alright, but like, I'd say Dallas is probably watching Arsenal going, Jesus, Zubimendi, is he able to fucking do it? You know, Gyökeres will, because Gyökeres played in England. He's played in the fucking Championship. Like, that's all they were. Do you know what I mean? That's like the fucking first half an hour of Saving Private Ryan, for fuck's sake. The championship, you know what I mean? You play every 3 days for about a year. Do you know what I mean? And then you go, and then you don't make the playoffs or something. It's mad, like. But I'm sure he, as an Arsenal fan, he's probably looking at Josuba Mendes, or, you know, what was, what's the fella they put up front all the time? Moreno. Did he go through a bit of a slump in his fourth season? Is there players there that when they come in to a new league, they go, you do know it was a slump in them for 3 months? City definitely do have it at times. I think Chelsea, you'll probably look at, you know, you look at Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer last season was flying. Everyone was like, he's the next Maradona. Then he fucked off for about 5 months. Didn't do a thing. So it does happen. And he's probably been overused. I think it's a bit of a role reversal here with Ekitike and Isak. I think if we'd have had this season going, Isak has altogether 13 goals and assists, and, you know, Ekitike has 3 or 4. You kind of go, yeah, that's all right. That's probably what we paid for. Do you know what I mean? In the sense of where they are in their career, played in England before, used to the game, whatever. But I think it's reversed, and I think it gives even more credit from me to Ekitike, because he has taken on his shoulders. It would have been very easy for Ekitike to go, listen, what do you want me to do? I'm 21 years of age or whatever. I'm coming in from a new league. I'm not meant to be, okay, it's a big price tag on him, but what the fuck are prices anymore? And he comes in and says, all of a sudden he's injured, he's at the AFCON, you know, he's out of form, whatever, and it's just me now up front. And I'm like, should he realistically be coming into this team and knitting it all together and getting those assists? Probably not, if we're being fair. A year down the road, yeah, but probably not. And if you're being really honest about it. And I think he's been I just think he's been absolutely excellent in everything he does. Let me see. Jono says, I didn't want Ekitike when we were linked to him back in March. I thought he was another Darwin. I was dead wrong. He might be the best striker to move last summer. And Isak moved. I think on form, I think he's right up there with anything that's being signed in a forward position. I genuinely mean that. When you put all the attributes together and you know, like that experience and etc., I think he's just been, has been brilliant. Dallas does say Gyökeres for us has been meh. You know, yeah, he has a few penalties and stuff, but he gets these couple of goals. But Gyökeres, they're all into new teams. Do you know what I mean? That Arsenal team don't play anything like Sporting Lisbon. You know what I mean? That Arsenal team don't play anything like Real Sociedad. They just don't. Do you know what I mean? Like, they brought in a fella from Brentford, they don't play him because he's probably just not used to the intensity Arsenal play with, up and down the pitch. Brentford are a bit more of a sitting team. The guy that moved in midfield. So there's loads of stuff going on. But I'm with Bejan. Sometimes you just need to give it a little bit of time. But as an overall team, I think Liverpool need to kick up the arse at times. Dylan, you know, Gravenberch gets a goal. It's a good goal. Frimpong's involved. We've spoken about this, the Wirtz goal and how well Ekitike does and stuff. And we've spoken about Liverpool's kind of passiveness. I don't think it's passive. I think it's sloppiness in the start of the second half. Now, if you watch the game back, I think there's one header Wolves have. In the second half, he heads it over the bar from about 12, 13 yards out. But other than that, Bradley gets a good block on a cross. But that can happen in any game, no matter what's going on. What do you think Liverpool need to do here? Is it a case of just coming out and asserting yourself a bit more and just going, let's not try blast these out of the water, but just be assertive to the point where you go, lad, you're getting nothing today. And if you want to push it, we'll hurt you. But Liverpool, are teams less afraid? They have to be.
Yeah, they have to be. They have to realise exactly what we're all seeing, that, you know, we're getting probably 50, 55 out of these lads at a high intensity, and the level is dropping significantly. I'm with you though. Come out in that second half and assert yourself for 5-10 minutes, see yourself to 70, and then start clearing the bench. We've seen it time and time again. I'd rather go out there now and have boring second halves where nothing happens than this shite of a goal going in the 60th and all of a sudden you're on the edge of your seat for the next 30.
Emma, you know, nothing happening in the second half. I'm all for it. And Liverpool, like you, I think you mentioned earlier, or maybe Dylan, Liverpool used to do it loads. Liverpool used to just go out and go, nothing's going to happen here unless you act the bollocks, and then we'll go and hurt you. And Liverpool used to nearly shake hands with teams on 2-0 and go, don't even try, because it's not going to happen. But other teams have to be looking at them going, we're only 2-0 down here. If we rattle in one here, these boys will fucking disintegrate. But Liverpool need to put pay to that earlier on, and not even by the third goal. Liverpool need to show, like, you're not getting an inch off us. We're not going to be brilliant going for it, but you're not getting an inch off us. But we're still doing stupid things, Emma. We're kicking balls out with corners that we don't need to, and sloppy passes it from defence into midfield. And I've no problem.
Allison kicking them straight over throw-ins.
Yeah, it
Right
just
in
seems
prime
like,
position for long throw-ins. Like, it's just...
yeah, and it has to be a nervousness. You know, like, you know, like if you're doing anything and you're a bit nervous or you're a bit unsure about it, you start hesitating and you start going, oh, will I? And then in football, people will go, well, if you're going to hesitate, I'm going to go on top of you. And that's going to multiply your nervousness, and then we'll play on it. And teams, remember, Emma, when Liverpool were brilliant, teams would go, we'll just stick in it till 85 at 2-0 and just launch a few balls to the box. One last hurrah, see what happens. But teams are doing that much earlier now. Teams are actually having a go second half and going, how much time can we give ourselves to get back into this game? Because if we get one, these will just be all over the place.
Yeah, I think teams are nearly even setting up to just to be still in it come that time, and then we're just going to throw the kitchen sink at it. And I know what you said there, Dylan, intensity. That's the worrying thing for me is if we were absolutely running teams all over the park in the first half, you could expect, or you could nearly accept, a kind of a sit back in the second half. But we're not. Like, we're like, it's slow pedestrian football. So it's not like, are we conserving energy? Are we knackered from the first half? No. How could you be? It's not like we're high intensity. Do you know what I mean? We have a lot of ball, all right, but we're just moving it around really slowly. But I think what's happening now is, and even at Anfield, and it's worrying that it's at Anfield. Whatever about our away form at the start of the season, or up until that kind of, we've turned the corner, but we're on the egg, we're on the entrance into a roundabout, I think, at this stage. Our away form was poxy. And a lot of teams, it's difficult when you're playing away from home. But when it happens at Anfield, and teams are coming to Anfield knowing if we're still in this with 20 minutes to go, a goal or two between us, we're just gonna throw everything at them. And that seems to be what's happening. So teams are sitting off us in the first half, like they're sitting in their low block, and then all of a sudden, second half, they're going, right, we're coming at you now. And we kind of shit the bed, like, whereas previously we wouldn't. We're not kind of holding on to possession. We're turning over possession too easily. We're holding on to the ball too much. We're getting caught on the ball, and then it's just backs to the wall. And it's
but there's no problem. There's no problem with that. I've no problem with, like, Oz Copway says there, just on that point, Gav, why does slot seem okay for us not scoring in the first half? We can all see teams want to be in the game, but Liverpool are also happy to let them be in it at half time. But in fairness, yesterday's game, we go and score 2 in a minute, right? But my thing on that is, Oz Copway is that I'm watching this Liverpool side, and I think they're just determined not to go behind in games of football, right? I think in their own mind, they think to themselves, when we go one behind, what have we got to come back? And teams want to get ahead of us because then they feel like we'll be open and we can be got at and we'll panic. So I think we're absolutely determined not to go behind in games of football. And if we get 1 or 2 in the first half, which we did yesterday, great. But then what happens is, do you know what it's a bit like? It's a bit like, you know, when someone puts a bet on, right? You walk into a casino and you go, put a tenner on red, right? And you win. And you get 20 back, right? And then you put 20 on black and you win, you get 40 back. And then they go, do you want to go again? And you go, oh, I'm not too sure. I'll just fucking hold off here. And then the opportunity's gone. That's what it feels like to me with Liverpool. Liverpool have placed their bets and they've won. And then the start of the second half, they go, I'm not too sure if I want to bet anymore on this. And then other teams just swoop in and go, well, Grant, we'll fucking bet. We'll throw something at it and something will stick. That's what it feels like to me. But
we should be good enough to soak up that.
Yeah, but the thing is, Emma, we should be good enough. But I genuinely think we nearly go out and say to ourselves, this will all be okay now. But I think we come out with the mentality of, we're not giving anything away. When they're walking out in that second half, you give fuck all away in this first 15 minutes. I want you all in position. Right, we have the ball, keep it. If we don't, you're in position. Wolves would have went 15 minutes into that second half, would have went, this is a waste of fucking time. Because every time they get it, we can't get it back. And when we do, we're not getting within 30 yards of their goal. Right? And they're not bothered. They're going to bore us to fucking death here. And that's okay because of the place we're at the minute, Emma. But we're not. We're coming out and we're going, do you know what we do? We'll pass a sloppy one into the middle of the park here and we kick one out here. And we just give you encouragement. Instead of just going, we're just going to be solid as anything. It's a bit like a Wolves came there on a bit of form and went, we're going to sit back and fuck you. We're not going to give you anything the first 15 minutes here. Liverpool get frustrated and that's how it goes. But Liverpool aren't doing it like that. Liverpool are doing it where instead of us being solid, we're just solid and boring, right? And no one's getting any edge. We're actually giving them the stuff. We're going, here's the ingredients. We'll start you off, lads. It's a bit like when someone says, will you sing a song for me? I don't really know the words. I'll start you off, right? And they sing the first line and then you take it on. That's what Liverpool are doing. We're starting them off to go and do what they want to do. And people are saying, is a slot. It's 100% the players. It's 100% the players. The manager's not going out there and going, listen,
I can't make them pass the ball.
He's not going out there and saying to himself, go out there and give them a few passes there, will you? He's just not, is he? Do you know what I mean?
And can I just say as well,
you can say whatever you want.
We're not the only, like, as bad as we have been, Wolves have been in nearly every single game they've played in this year. Right, they've got 2 points, but they've been in every game till late on. They did it with Arsenal. They did it with Spurs. They nearly beat Spurs. No, Spurs probably not the best team to use, but they've. I think they've only lost by more than 2 goals on twice or something like that. Like, so they haven't been absolutely battered. Arsenal needed 2 own goals. Like, and I know Arsenal absolutely pummeled them, but still took till the 94th minute to get an own goal to actually win the game. So they're not as bad, I don't think, as everybody's made. They're not as bad as 2 points. I don't think they're the worst. And even some of the Wolves supporters are saying this is the worst Premier League team that we've probably ever seen. I don't necessarily think they are. I don't know what's going on there, but not that they've been hard done by, but they have performed a hell of a lot better than what they have on the board.
They seem to do an awful lot of stupid things. Like Bejan says there, they gave up 40 United, so we can't use their argument. I think they gave 2 penalties to United, did they? I think it was 2 penalties. That was a mad game, but they were doing stupid things. They're doing stupid things in the game. Do you know what I mean? And to be fair, if Liverpool had a couple of lads on the bench there yesterday,
see, they'll go out and they'll go toe.
His internet is gone. I think he was going to say
toe to toe. I reckon he was going to say that.
He was going to say toe to toe. Yeah.
They'll go out and they'll go toe to toe United.
Yeah, your internet went there again.
Definitely mine, yeah.
Well, you're the only one freezing. Me and Dylan, unless our internet has stopped, but we're able to talk to each other, and yours is perfect, but it just forces you to freeze. I don't.
It's like countdown. It's brilliant.
Yeah,
isn't it, when he
toe to toe. We guessed toe to toe when you froze there as well, which was great.
Yeah,
we're just having a game of guessing. That's how
we're
doing.
Would have came out and gone toe to toe with Wolves. Like these teams don't play the same way against every team, so that's why you'll see Liverpool scrape a win against. I don't know. Who is scraping a win? We're scraping a win against fucking everybody at the moment.
Yeah, but take your pick.
When we were at the top of our game, you see us go out and we might scrape by a team, and then they'll go out and they'll lose to somebody in the relegation zone. Teams set up differently, but they would have gone, I would say, and I remember watching the game. They probably went toe to toe with United, and that's how they end up shipping 4 goals. But when they set up the way they set up against us, or when they set up the way they set up against Arsenal, or they lost 4-0 to City, I think, on the first day of the season or something. But the teams that are there or thereabouts in the top 4, they'll set up differently because they know this is going to be fucking tough. Whereas they feel like they can go and have a go against a Brighton, or they can go and have a go against a Palace or a United. And that's why you'll see United do better against them. But
don't get me wrong.
I don't think they're as bad as their 2 points shows.
Well, I think the 2 point shows that they're bad. I genuinely.
But if they were losing 5-1, 6-1, 6-0, 7-0,
yeah, I get that. But what I do is most weeks when Wolves games come up and I see the results, I genuinely go on to see what has their centre halves done this week, because their centre halves are bananas, right? Genuinely, I go, what is Mascara and something else? And I go, what are they doing this week? Because they're mad. Do you know what I mean? And they are poor, but no doubt Wolves would have showed up there yesterday, and we just sit back and we try to hit Liverpool on the break, and I think Liverpool fans would have wanted us to go at them a bit more, go at them, but honestly, if we went at them, there's a good chance that they turn and fucking get something on the break, and we're all sitting here going, why did we do that? Why did we open ourselves up? We knew that's what they wanted to do, and we opened ourselves up to it. Like, we've been saying that all season. You know what I mean? We know that's what they wanted us to do, and that's what we done. What we doing? What we playing at? I have to touch on, because the post-match yesterday actually was giving out some stats, and it's going around, it's widely going around. Liverpool have the worst record across set pieces in the league with regards to goals scored and goals conceded. We're coming up against two teams now in Leeds. I'm not too sure on Fulham's stats, but in the next 3 games, I think it is, it's Leeds and Arsenal, who are like their set pieces. We know how much Arsenal like their set pieces. They work on them massively. And people are, Dominic Calvert-Lewin scored today, and people are going, Dominic Calvert-Lewin is scoring again. And I was like, yeah, of course he is. Because why is he doing it? Because he's standing in the width of the goalposts, and they're just putting stuff in the fucking box for him. Like, if Ancelotti does it for you, trust Ancelotti that he's doing it fucking right. Because Ancelotti turned up Everton and went, you're not playing football anymore. You stand in between them fucking goalposts, and we'll put it in the box, and you put it in the fucking goal. Don't want to have anything to do with you other than that. And Leeds are starting to do the same. But Dylan, it has to be a worry. Like, okay, we're winning games. The performances, maybe they get better. Gakpo probably comes back. Szoboszlai comes back. Bradley has a game under his belt. Same with Frimpong. There's a couple coming back there that you can have a bit more variety in what you might want to do. But the set piece stuff, what you said, right? You can concede the set pieces. They're meant to. Set pieces are meant to be an advantage to attacking players. That's what they're given. But Dylan, we're handing out set pieces. We're fucking handing them out and going, here, you're cordially invited to take a fucking corner here. Do you know what I mean? And we don't seem to be, in the attacking sense, we don't seem to be a threat. And defensively, it just seems to be, if we lose the first header, no one's reacting. We're all just standing there. We're all on the edge of the box going, maybe this will break and we get a goal at the other end. It has to be something that's addressed. And I know Ashley was mentioning the analyst and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But as a team, as a manager, they have to be looking at this going, lads, this isn't good enough. We're 18 games into the Premier League and we conceded 12 goals from set pieces.
100%. 100%. It's terrifying. Every time the ball goes out of play, you're thinking this could be danger. And a lot of people are saying that it's all players want to counter very quickly. I don't even know if it's that. I just think we look like we're asleep in the box at times.
Yeah.
Ball comes into the box, as you say, win or lose, the first header determines whether we can see it at this stage.
It reminds me of mid-90s Liverpool. They were soft as fuck from set pieces. And they had big lads, but they just looked all over the fucking place with the ball within the box.
Yeah.
But like, it doesn't... Have you seen anything in the last half dozen games where, Liverpool have changed something here, Liverpool have changed the way they're defending it? It just seems to be, you just keep doing it, and maybe it'll change.
It's hitting hope really, isn't it, from us?
Have you seen anything?
Nothing.
No. Okay, maybe because I haven't.
Slot said it himself.
Yeah. Stephen Kemp
said it more than once.
Stephen Kemp says the entitlement of some fans disgusts me who have no divine right to win any football. No one said anyone had a divine right to win a football match. If I thought I had a divine right to win a football match, I'd just come on here at 10 o'clock and go, we should have won that football match. Good night. Are we not meant to discuss what's happened in the fucking game? The good bits, the bad bits? We're allowed to have a go at people. That's what opinion's about. We're also, saying well done to lads as well. And overall, well done to Liverpool. But entitlement's a bit fucking far when you consider, if this is entitlement or entitlement in the chat, what would you like people to come on and do? Would you like to come on and go, thank God, we've won that game. I'm going to go and say 3 decades of the rosary now in preparation for Leeds on the fucking first. What are you meant to do? You're allowed to give opinions. You're allowed to give out. Do you know what I mean? And then you're allowed, praise people as well. Like it's okay. And it's Christmas. What are you giving out for? Christmas, the most wonderful time of the year. Emma.
Yeah, Slot has said in several press conferences that he says, I don't know why, he said, because we set up exactly the same as we set up last year and we only conceded 3 or 2, whatever amount it was.
I think Chris mentioned yesterday, I think one was Ipswich when we were 4-0 up, and one was, I can't remember the other one he mentioned, but I think it was 2 across the season.
Yeah, but other teams change. Like we're setting up the set, yeah, but the other teams have actually changed the way they set up against us. So you can't just say, we're doing the exact same thing as we did last year. because teams do things differently, or teams will see what way we're setting up at corners, or
but hold
and
on.
again,
But hold on. I know teams are doing things different, Emma. But the Newcastle Cup final, Eunice, you're right. It was the cup final. Dan Bourne's goal. But I understand teams change, but I don't see where teams. For me, when I look at Liverpool conceding goals, I don't go, oh, "Fuck me, that was really clever by them. What they done there, and they've done us." That was a ball into the box yesterday, and the fella just jumped up and headed it towards the goal, and it dropped, and nobody was near that, and your man miskicked the fucking thing into the goal. So I get your point that teams change and teams, but I don't think teams need to change with this Liverpool team. They just need to put it in the box, and something will happen.
They're probably putting different men on. Like, I everybody blamed Konate yesterday. Your man just got up ahead of him. It's very difficult to jump when you've got somebody that's jumping above you, behind you. And Konate's been piss poor, I think, this season, but I think it was the easy thing to go to is what's Konate doing? Well, Konate's standing there trying to jump for a header, and the fella just out jumps him and puts his hands into his back. I think he goes down clutching his head as well. I didn't like that. But we were probably praising Ekitike for doing that last week against Romero. So you can't, like, do you know what I mean? I think it's just good play from there forward. We do seem to be, whether it's zonal marking or whether it's man-to-man marking. I know Ashley put something into the Telegram earlier on from somebody. I don't know. Can you remember what the lad's name is? I think you said you listened to him.
Say again?
No, I can't remember.
Ashley put something in, like a diagram, into the Telegram earlier on, different zones. And this is where Liverpool are weakest in zone 4, or we're historically weaker in
Josh
zone 4.
Williams,
But that's now shifted to zone 3
No,
this
I don't think it was
season.
Josh Williams.
No, somebody else. Actually probably put it into the chat there. So she's saying there they're bypassing Ali and Virgil, and they're targeting where Gravenberch is, and that's the back post. And you've seen it a couple of times this season where Gravenberch has tried to go for a header and it just not got there. But teams they will change and they will target the way we set up. If we're setting up the exact same as last year, they're just looking at it going, right, well, instead of putting him in there, we're going to throw him in there. And this is the way the ball is going to come in. We're going to crowd in on this lad. And you've seen Arsenal with their, I know what you're saying, Gav, that like Arsenal start with all their players back over in the corner flag, and then as soon as the ball is about to be kicked in, they all charge into the box and take up positions. You're not seeing every team doing that.
But this is my point.
They will be saying, right, they'll be looking at corners going, right, Konate stands there and Virgil stands there. It's something that we should be doing up the other end. I think we should be.
I understand that.
We should be. If
Arsenal come out against us, and they, let's say for argument's sake, they all rush the front post, right? And the ball gets played to the back post, and a fella nods one back, and someone in the middle puts it in the net. You go, do you know what? They've moved people around there. Well done. But that corner yesterday, your man just kicks the ball in 8 yards from goal, in the middle of the goal. There's nothing fucking amazing about it, right? Now, if that fella is 6'9" and he's built like a brick shithouse and he's going to win the header, in my mind, and maybe I'm mad, but in my mind, right, I'm thinking he's going to fucking win this. So what I'm going to do is, it's a bit like a forward. I'm going to look to where this ball's going to drop, or it comes off the keeper, and I'm going to react. And all them Liverpool players jump up, the header goes in, it drops on the ground. There's 3 Wolves players standing there ready, and all the Liverpool players are just standing there going, oh, there's the ball. Do you know what I'm saying? And I understand people can change what they're doing. They can look at Liverpool, but surely, like, if you're gonna lose a ball in the air, at least react to it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. At least say to people, look, you're in there, you're not gonna win it, but I want, if that ball drops in the fucking box in front of Alisson, or 8 yards out or 12 yards out, I want you on it. End the fucking story. I want you on it, and that's it. And Liverpool don't seem to be doing that. Liverpool seem to be, it goes in, let's hope we win it. If we don't, let's hope it doesn't go in, because we're not interested after that. And then panic sets in. If it does drop and it seems to be a scramble, we're just fucking legs are going everywhere hoping to get a bit of contact on it. But the amount of players' body language where they're turned with their shoulders facing, they're facing out towards the opposition's goal going, oh, maybe someone will kick it out here and we can score. If we're going to approach the game overall in the sense of we're not giving you an inch, right, and play out a first half where you get nothing and we might get something, but we're not going behind in the game, why can't we approach set pieces like that? where we say, we don't give a fuck. We don't want to score from your set piece. We used to do it to teams, but we don't care. We're not in that zone right now. We're not in that headspace right now. What we want to do is we want to make sure that when this ball goes dead, it goes dead off the sideline, right? Or more or less dead by being back at your goalkeeper, and we'll get out and we get back into shape. We can't afford, the way we're playing, to have 3 and 4 players on the edge of the box, standing with their bodies open, hoping the ball gets cleared so they can go on the break. We just can't. And we seem to be doing that.
Do you know what puts an end to an awful lot of this? Is if our defenders, goalkeepers, Konate's been a culprit for it plenty of times this season, just show that bit of determination to win that force ball. We don't win many force balls at all, and it just invites that pressure of, like, look, the ball it's a flick on at the front post the other day, and they score a tap in at the back post, and no one reacts. That's fine. We don't react. But if we react to the force ball and win the force ball, okay, Konate wasn't at fault, I don't think, yesterday, but there's been plenty of opportunities where he has been at fault. Same with Alisson. You know, he could come and clear a ball too. You know, he doesn't have to stand on his line. Keepers winning fouls for fucking nothing nowadays, and we don't seem to do it. So all that goes out the window if we have some sort of fucking front-footedness and go and win that first header, and the ball is 40 yards away from your goal.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
And it's bad up the other end, I think.
The problem with the other end for me is that we're setting up exactly the way we did last season, and that is the problem. Where we just go,
use my argument now.
No, but that's what I'm saying. No, but that's what I'm saying, right? We're setting up where we just go, where's Virgil, and we kick it at him. That's what we do. So what teams do is they're not going to always
put 3 men on him.
But what they'll do is they'll just block the areas. They won't even put 3 men. They'll put 1 on them, and they'll block the areas that Virgil wants to run into. Because Virgil's not going to stand still. So what Virgil does is Virgil usually stands directly on line with the penalty box, and he'll make a run forward, right, at a diagonal towards, say, the front post, or he'll drop off towards a diagonal towards the back post. And what they do is they just say, you stay on him, and we're going to put 1 man there and 1 man there, and they're going to block that run that he's going to make. So he's going to get no momentum. And Liverpool have no variation. So at one end,
don't aim for Virgil.
But this
I
is
just
what I'm
don't
saying.
get why we keep doing it.
This is what I'm saying.
Konate can head a ball as well.
But you not see me point. But you not see me
Virgil
point.
be the decoy.
But you not see me point. We're putting the same ball into the box and getting fuck all out of it because teams know that that's what we're doing. But at the other end, teams are just fucking the ball in the box like they always have, and they're getting something out of it. Do you get what I'm saying to you? Like, I put variation on it, but there's enough lads there, and you don't have to be the biggest in the world. You just have to. It has to be good movement. It has to be good movement.
It has to be a good ball.
Yeah.
That's another issue altogether, Em.
Yeah.
Well,
our deliveries from set pieces is fucking shambolic.
It is, and I don't know whether, you know, do you want them outswingers for our players to attack? But genuinely, like, how many Liverpool players do you see where Virgil van Dijk get ahead on the bottom of corner? Maybe Konate the odd time. There's no one else. No. There's nobody else. So I'd rather see them, instead of whipping this, why don't they just float something to the back post? Salah puts one on the back post against Brighton, and Ekitike storms in and scores. Why? Because Brighton are standing there going, watch Virgil, watch Virgil, watch Virgil. And Virgil, where is Virgil? Virgil's miles out at the back post, and they're expecting him to run in. And he just stays out there, and they're all waiting and waiting and waiting, and then the ball comes across, and they're looking and looking and waiting, and Ekitike just jumps up and scores. And this is the thing. We're doing exactly the same thing in our attacking corners, and teams are wide to us. But teams are doing exactly what, to me, teams are doing exactly what they've always done at Liverpool in terms of putting in the box, but they're getting something off it. So, what's the difference? They're adjusting for a Van Dijk and maybe a Konate, and the runs they're making and they're blocking areas. And what are we doing? We're just standing there and hoping to get a touch in it because we can go on the break. It's mad, and it doesn't marry up for me with the outlook overall of how this team's playing, which I don't have a problem with. If you're low on confidence, if the fitness isn't there, mentally it's not there, whatever it might be, set yourself up, absolutely set yourself up wherever you want, win fucking games of football, and we'll talk about it down the road. But don't set up like that and then from set pieces go, let's look to be the best team on the break in the world, which, by the way, we don't have the pace to be, right? Because we don't have your Diaz and your... How many times did you see us breaking Diaz, Núñez, Salah, where the three absolutely fucking powering up the pitch? We don't have that pace at the minute in the team. So, unless it's Frimpong you're giving it to. And he's guilty of trying to do it against Palace, by the way, when we conceded in the last minute to Eddie and Nketiah. Because Frimpong is standing with his body open, hoping for a break. And if Slot's going to go out and set them up like that to play in a certain way, he has to turn around and go, lads, I don't give a fuck about scoring. Just get the fucking ball out of our box and we carry on from there. But listen, it's something that's going on. It's terrible. And Leeds and Arsenal, and I don't know, I don't watch enough of Fulham because Fulham just seem to pass me by in life.
So someone said there that the fourth highest scorers in the league from corners.
Yeah. Harry Wilson's
But
probably
they are- I
scoring
think
towering
they are-
headers for them, is he?
They are missing a few players though, aren't they? Because of AFCON. Someone said last week, is it what's your man's name? That it's
Bassi.
Bassi.
They're
Looks
missing
like
three of them.
you're a lad.
Yeah, but Bassi, Chukwueze.
A pair of them are like predators in the playing for.
Yeah, there's three of them that are missing.
Fulham.
Bassi, Chukwueze, and there's
Iwobi, Alex Iwobi.
Iwobi, yeah. He's
Iwobi.
in Nigeria,
Yeah.
He Alex Iwobi looks like he's fucking on turbo speed. It's Nigeria he's playing for, isn't it? And I watched him in his first game. I was like, that's not Alex Iwobi. Alex Iwobi used to have this long kind of stride running around, and his legs are going 90 running around for Nigeria in the AFCON. He's like fucking Sonic the Hedgehog going around the gaff. Sean Casey said, look, Sean Casey reckons no point. He says, we aren't beating Fulham all eights. So there's no point. Not what I tell you, lads. Give us a shout in March and we'll see how we're getting on. No, we're going to watch them, to be fair. We're going to watch them. Look, it's another 3 points on the board. Leeds now on whatever day, Thursday,
Tuesday.
New Year's Day.
Or Thursday, yeah.
See, you're just shouting random numbers now, names. Tuesday.
I don't know what day it is.
That's what I was
day is
telling
it?
you. That's what I was telling you. It's on Thursday.
Sunday.
Today is Sunday. Because
Yeah, the football starts back Tuesday though, doesn't it? The Premier League games are Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
It could be.
Thursday.
I could be.
Yeah.
Is it tomorrow? Yeah, but look,
Championship tomorrow.
I was talking to an Arsenal fan this morning, and I was saying, look, he was saying, nervous as fuck. Not gonna lie to you. He says he's nervous as fuck. I said, why? He said they're not playing well. I said, yeah, but they're winning games. He said, yeah, but they're not playing. He said, there's not playing well and scoring good goals. And you go, that's good. He said, Arsenal aren't playing well and they're not really scoring good goals. He said, I'm worried about them. And I said, what's worrying you the most? He said, there's two things, he said, and I couldn't believe when he said to me, he said, City, he said, are just, it's their bread and butter. He said, they're just programmed for this shit. He said, and Liverpool. I said, would you fuck off, annoy me? He said, I promise you, he said, if they win the next two and they can get that from 10 down to 8, even 10 down to 8 points, right, and then beat us at the Emirates, he said, and it's down to 5, he said, why wouldn't you be worried about them? And I said, you have nothing to worry about with Liverpool. I said, but I get you with City. But this might change as the weeks go on. But Dylan, it just has to be get in the top 4 or 5 here, doesn't it? Just get in the top 4, top 5, salvage this as best you fucking can, and move on from there.
Your Arsenal mate has me a little bit horny now thinking about it.
I swear to God, I couldn't believe he was saying it. And he's a real he's not me mate. He's someone I just know through work. No, I just know him through work, and I didn't even know he was an Arsenal fan until this morning. I got talking to him, and I think I had a Liverpool top on me, and someone mentioned that, and he goes, "Oh, I'm Arsenal, and I'm fucking nervous as fuck." And a few of us were chatting, and that's what he said. But it has to be just 4th, 5th, and
it has to be top 4. That's all. You get in, you get out with top 4. You regroup in the summer, and you go again. You can't be looking up at the moment. You just need to worry about yourself.
Yeah, because I am at that stage where I'm not even looking at Arsenal City's results. I'm just looking at. I'm actually looking at the likes of Sunderland, Palace, United,
Villa.
Villa. Not even Villa. I'm not even looking at Villa, to be honest with you. I think them three that's their own business at the minute. I'm looking at around as Chelsea, United, Palace, Sunderland, whoever else are up there. Emma, I know you're going to say no. I think we can win the whole lot, but genuinely, you just have to keep trying to churn out results here and look at it in another month's time and go, right, where are we? But top 5 has to be.
At this moment in time, it's game by game. And hope that there's an improvement, slow but steady. And there has been since we went on those 6 games. We probably draw or lose the game the weekend. We probably draw or lose the game against Spurs in the previous 5 or 6 weeks. So there has been a little bit of improvement. But I think if we can go, like the lad you were talking to today, if we can go and beat Leeds and beat Fulham, and bounce down to the Emirates and give them an old dig in the nose down there.
Look,
But I would be worried about City if I was them. I was looking at it today. Arsenal's last 6 goals are an own goal, an Odegaard goal, an own goal, a Gyökeres penalty, and 2 own goals. That's the last 6. That's
Your
the
man
last
owns
6
good.
goals.
Yeah, own goal is good.
Yeah,
He's a good player.
He might be as good as Gary goals.
Look, come here. I think Bar was a Raya save, David Raya save I saw today. From Minta yesterday.
Yeah, I think it's a good save. I think they're going on as if it's like Gordon.
Oh, I'm not saying it's the best. No, it's not. Jesus,
I think it's closer to him than they give credit for.
Yeah, gets fingertips to it. But again, that's against a Brighton side. Like Arsenal are stumbling over the line against teams now as well. It's only for the fact that we've been so poor in that run of 6 games that people are going, oh look, Liverpool. Arsenal are making a meal of some games now as well. Like I said, they only got past Wolves with a 94th minute own goal. Like a penalty, like a player is struggling when you're actually. I think Saka and Odegaard were on the pitch, and they gave Gyökeres that penalty to try and get him a goal. Like that's fucking testimonial shit. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, just fucking take your points and fucking get on with it. They need to start passing the ball to him as well. I think he's an absolute stocking. I thought it in the summer. Shawnee even said on here he doesn't want them anywhere near Liverpool. They just don't play to his strength. There's some of them now even fucking praying for Havertz to be back fit and playing. Like,
well, actually, someone mentioned Havertz. Someone mentioned Havertz in the chat there earlier, and I genuinely said to myself, "Where the fuck is he gone?" Yeah, I know he had a bad injury. He got another bad injury then, didn't he?
But when they're praying for him to come back.
But I have to be honest with you, I kind of got where he was coming from, the fella earlier, because he turned around to me and he went, look, he said, if Arsenal drop any points in the next 2 and Liverpool were to beat them, he said it would be fucking scandalous for the amount of press that Arsenal have got this season for Liverpool to sit 5 points off them after 21 games. It would be scandalous. And I went, that's a fucking great point. He went, think about it. He said, I'm not the type to tell you Arsenal are the best team in the world and that this, that. He said, I'm not like that. He said, I've watched enough shy.
Thousands of Arsenal fans that'll do that for them.
Yeah, but he said, look, I've watched loads of shy off Arsenal after the last 20 years, right? And this man was, I say he's about, mid-40s, I'd say. But he was saying, but when you watch the Liverpool media that's gone on with how bad they've been, this, that, and they're in turmoil, the manager could go, but he said, if they sat 5 points off Liverpool after what would be 21 games, I think it will be. There'll be 17 games left. He said, that is actually scandalous. And I went, yeah, that's fucking really, that's a great point. Yeah. It's a really
Arsenal
great
have
point.
Fucked away an 8-point lead with only 9 games to go.
Yeah, well, they were 8 points clear at some stage this season, and they're down to 2.
City still have to go. City still have to go there in April as well.
Yeah, but the thing for me with City is City just look like they're slipping into gear here, where they'll just go out and routinely beat teams 2-0 and 3-0. Okay, they win 2-1 against Forest ASC, but they were way better than Forest. Like, they were way better than Forest.
Yeah.
And another day, they're 4 or 5-1 winners there. But they go 1 up, they get 1 all, they get the second, and they just, Forest never looked like getting back into it for me. They just went, that'll do. And that's the worry. Because City, even when they're at their best, you always said, if you have a go at them, though, you have a go at them. Palace used to do. Remember, twice a season, Palace would have a right go and beat them. And then you go, that's the fucking formula. But City look a bit tougher for me this season. They look a bit more pragmatic, which is helping them. And they just seem to be like, they're slipping into a gear here where they're just going to fucking churn it out. And they're programmed for it. Arsenal have to go to the Etihad, says Eunice. Yeah, Arsenal do have to go to the Etihad, you're right.
Arsenal have 2 tough ones in the next 2. Villa at home and Bournemouth away.
Yeah, Bournemouth were battered by Brentford, weren't they?
Yeah, Bournemouth haven't been good.
Yeah,
but that's the type of game that I'm talking about earlier on. Is that Bournemouth are getting battered by these teams that are in and around them down there, but then they'll go and they'll play City and they'll get a draw.
Yeah,
because they set up completely different. So, I just think anybody can beat anybody in the Premier League. I think,
yeah,
or anybody can get a result against anybody in the Premier League. I'm praying that Arsenal don't win it. Whatever about us having
but you that's because you're on too much social media.
No, it's not.
It is. Your whole WhatsApp. I'll tell you what'll happen.
I've had to listen for the last.
I'd say you'll end up with all your algorithms on TikTok will go off the wall, and then it'll ruin it for you.
I've an
ruined the whole
Arsenal
app for you.
supporting friend, and he's given it. We are Arsenal. We are Arsenal, and it's just like
If anything, fuck Gary Neville.
I'm gonna go full Keegan here. I would fucking love it if we
The only thing that does annoy me about Arsenal is when they refer to themselves as the Arsenal Football Club. That's why is there there in front of it. But Daniel G.
We could do a whole show on things that annoy me about Arsenal.
Yeah. John says, Gav, I hate Arsenal. I'm sick of Arsenal fans. Too much talk for a club. I haven't won shit. I agree with you. But like Daniel says, Arsenal over the cheats. I'm kind of with him. I can't listen. I think if you break it down, in my opinion, you're either looking for in the principles of it all. You'd prefer Arsenal to win it over. I'd prefer Villa to win it over them both. To be fair, but I just can't get by the cheating the Man City have done, and everyone knows they're guilty. And by the way, where the fuck are these charges?
That's
why you don't. That's why you don't mind them winning it, because you know it means fuck all.
No, it does mean so. It does mean something. Yeah, it does, because I'll tell you why. Because when these if these charges come out tomorrow, and it's like they're guilty of them all, the first thing you will all say is, we could have won this, this, and this if they hadn't have won it. So
no, because I'm on record of saying I don't want those league titles.
No one said you wanted them. No one said you wanted them. No one said you wanted them back. But you will turn around and say, we could have won A, B, and C if they hadn't have won it. So them winning it does mean something. It means an awful fucking lot.
But that's also part of the reason why I want them to win it, is that we're still, even during that cheating era, we'll still be the only team that actually stopped them from actually winning a league.
Yeah,
we're the only one. Well, I think Chelsea probably 2015 was it?
My theory on it is
you will never hear the fucking end of it. As soon as the day after the title is won goes by, you don't hear anything from City fans. Yeah. You don't. There was a time when they was it Inter they beat in the Champions League final. I can't even fucking remember now, but I remember in the August I was like, Champions League, who won the fucking Champions League last year? Man City. I was like, oh yeah, that's right. You don't hear anything from it. It's a nothingness when they win shit. Like, but when Arsenal win something,
that's because you're on social media reading it.
If they're the way they are now, with not winning anything, can you fucking imagine what they're going to be?
Yeah, but the only problem, the only thing I'd say there is that if Arsenal did win a title, right? Could you imagine them if they lost 2 in a row next season? It'd be off the wall. The entertainment will be off the fucking charts.
Win or lose it, your man Toya is going to be box office, isn't he?
Yeah.
With the headset.
Yeah. With the fella with the things on his, the fella with that just nothing was ever wrong at Arsenal. Yeah.
But we beat you.
Yeah, but I've different opinions on him and his presence on that channel. I think.
I love when he gives out that Real Madrid aren't the biggest team in the world.
Yeah.
Because he said, "Well, did they win the Premier League back then? Did they?
Yeah.
No, they didn't win the Premier League.
Don't play in it,
Spain.
Yeah, they don't play in it. You ever won a World Cup? Have you ever won Wimbledon? No. Arsenal have to win it, and the Arsenal fan actually did finish the conversation by saying, we must win this title this year. He said there's no excuses. He said we must win the title, and I agree with him. They must win that title. Anyway, before we go, how was your Christmas, Emma? Tell us about your Christmas Eve, because that's all I want to talk about now.
We have a tradition. We go out for our Christmas Eve dinner. We've been all around Dublin. The last couple of years, we've settled on Thunder Road Cafe.
Temple Bar.
Burgers, I have to say. Yeah, Temple Bar, Fleet Street. And
you like your chocolate cake over there, don't you?
Yeah, the Matilda cake. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, when I put the picture in, that was shared between myself and Lisa. Well, when I say that, I took probably 2 spoonfuls of it. Lisa absolutely melted.
Right.
So we go in there, and then normally we have a stroll up.
Can I just stop you there? Can I just stop you there? Are you the sort of person that lets her order a chocolate cake and goes, can I just have a spoonful of that off the side?
No, we agree.
I would have got really
amicably that we're going to share this, because people that saw the picture,
like it was a video, wasn't it?
A picture and a video.
Yeah,
I don't do things by halves.
Right.
But
cake, just 2 spoons.
So this chocolate slab of chocolate cake comes out, and then it's a jug. Now, last year there was a cardboard thing around it. You lift the cardboard thing and all the chocolate sauce went down over it. This year it was a jug. So we have our dinner in there, and then we walk up Grattan Street, and we'll normally have a drink at the top of Grafton Street. And then we either get the Lewis out towards Dundrum where we'll have left the cars, or this year we got a minibus because there was 9 of us. And it was to meet us at Stephen's Green Hotel on the corner there of Harcourt Street. And when we got there, it was closed. So not even the bar wasn't even open. So I said, we'll walk down, we go to Ryan's on Camden Street, or we go to that Cornerstone, I think, or something like that. We'll walk down there, the lights are on. Got down there, closed. Ryan's, closed. So this is what time is this at? This is about 7:10 in the evening, like.
Yeah.
And so we eventually ended up standing in Subway on Camden Street.
Nice.
9 of us with my ma having a cup of tea. For about 40 minutes.
So you brought your man to Subway on Christmas Eve, is that what you're telling me?
I wouldn't mind. It was, the young fella has a girlfriend, and it was our first time out with the family.
Yeah. And she ended up
And she ends up in Subway for 40 minutes waiting on a lift off.
Oh, stop.
It was a bit of crack. Yeah, what's the story with the pubs closing that early?
Because they all fucking want to go home. It's Christmas Day.
No, we
the next
get
day.
that, but 7:10.
Yeah,
whatever
yeah,
they'll close
yeah.
at 9 o'clock.
No, all pubs should close at 6 o'clock on Christmas Eve. And when I say close, I mean everyone should be off the premises by 6 o'clock. They all have families as well. If I said to you, Emma, at 6 o'clock, you wouldn't go off there and do fucking something for me till 10 o'clock tonight on Christmas Eve, you go, would you ever fuck off? And people would say, well, they're in the service industry. They've serviced you enough. The fact you're getting points on
But
Christmas
they didn't
Eve.
service us at all because when we arrived, they were
No,
closed.
they've serviced other people enough. You just turned up late because you were busy fucking taking videos of chocolate cake and having referendums on who's going to share it in Thunder Road Cafe. Noel says, Gav, how was the leftover sandwich this year? Was there a gravy dip? Slightly different tactics this year. Noel, I was in my mother. No, relax. I was in my mother's for Christmas Day dinner. And the golf club down the road where I play golf, your man's field is fucking gorgeous. So what I done was, he does, the Christmas dinners that you can buy from him. So I went down and he gave me 4 turkey and ham parcels, with the stuffing in them. He gave me a big tray of roasted carrots, parsnips, Brussels sprouts, all that palaver. A big tray of mashed potato, gravy, all the bits, all the fucking hits, right? And put it in the fridge on Christmas Eve. Went off on Christmas Day, that was grand. Came home and I left me sandwich till Stevens' night this time, because my uncle won't eat a full turkey and ham and stuffing parcel, right? I neither would my daughter, to be honest with you. So I just halved one of them between them and said, gave them all the bits, fantastic. And I kept one aside, lads. I just literally heated it up and just stuck it between 2 bits of bread, poured gravy on it. It was fucking outrageous.
Well, so, what time did you have your Stephen's Day dinner
at? I had my Stephen's Day dinner at about 7:30 that night.
Nice, because wait, hear this. We went to Neve's ma's for Christmas this year. My man and I were away for the first time ever. So my brother said,
where were you? Benidorm?
Miami, funny enough.
Miami.
They went on a cruise. Yeah, they went on a cruise. Bastards.
Did they get the postcard?
No, didn't end up happening.
Fuck. Right,
keep it for next year. It's fine. It's always going to be there.
Right.
Can
we do one for New Year?
I don't know if you can do a New Year's card. Can you?
Just send a postcard New Year.
Are they back home now?
Christmas.
They're home tomorrow morning.
Oh.
Yeah, so wouldn't it be great to receive a postcard in 3 days' time? An American postcard.
No, what I'm saying is, if you not got a Christmas card there, you could write out now.
Yeah, I sent the Christmas one already to them, so I was in the post box waiting with them.
From this couple?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so that's good, right? I need to know the reaction.
So Ashley can do the one next year. That suits me down to the ground.
Okay.
But my brother said, right, I'll go to my girlfriend's. So it was his first time going to his girlfriend's house for Christmas. So I was around in Neve's ma's, and our ma says, what happens if that dinner's not good? What's he going to do? And my brother eats, he likes his food. So she goes, look, I'll throw a dinner together for him, and you can bring it home. And if he doesn't like it, just tell him there's a dinner
slow
there
down, hold on. Your man there gone away. You're going around to Neve's mothers and fathers. Mm-hmm. Did you say your brother was going with you?
No, my brother's gone to his girlfriend's house.
Okay, so he's out of his comfort zone.
First time.
Right.
Exactly that. So Neve's mum says, look, if he doesn't like that dinner, I'll throw him together a dinner. You can bring it home and he can eat it when he gets home. So he says, ideal. So I text my brother, listen, I hope your food is nice. If not, I have a dinner there for you. So Neve's mum put everything on this. The plate was that height. It was huge. So he said,
for him to come and collect from you.
to have, because he only lives across the road, so he says, "Yeah, I'll have that, no problem, thanks a million."
Right.
So he ended up not coming home. He ended up going off. See, we ended up having crumbling in my cousin's house. He texts me at 10 o'clock the next morning. You awake? And
He wanted the dinner.
I said, I'm only opening my eyes. What's wrong? Want to grab that dinner off you if you don't mind? 10:15. He got the dinner.
And he's not
And
eating.
text 20 to 11. He texted me, "That was lovely. Thanks a million."
He's eating the Christmas dinner at 10 the next morning.
Yorkshire
Absolute
puddings,
animal.
everything.
Absolute animal. Oh,
I rang the
God.
police on him.
Rang the police on him. Did you get that nice for Christmas, Emma? I'm convinced you got to watch, but you're saying no.
No, I didn't. I bought that for myself.
You bought the watch for yourself?
Yeah.
What is it? Is it a smart one?
It's off Temu, right?
Oh, right.
But it's
You
an
bought it
exact,
off TikTok shop.
It's an exact replica of the brand new Galaxy one, which are
Right.
700 quid.
Right.
I have one there if you want it. Do you want one?
No.
Okay. I'm just going to use that as an excuse to come over to you tomorrow, but fine.
No, well, bring that watch over with me. We go over the point because I'm going over the point.
What did I got? I got a jacket.
Right.
I got a voucher. I got a shirt. That's just off Santi.
Jesus, it's a long time since I heard I got a short for Christmas.
Yeah.
Is
Ben Sherman.
that probably for work?
No, it's
is
not
it
a Ben Sherman. Will you stop? No, it's short.
unique?
Like a check short, like fucking
Lumberjack
short
short.
that you wear going out. Ish, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love to
Wear
see
it
it.
tomorrow when you come. Wear it tomorrow when you come to the
Actually,
point.
no, it's too big. I know
big.
that's hard to believe,
Right. Okay.
but it's too big. And I wouldn't mind, but it's triple XL. I got given
And
by
it was
Lisa, the
too
only person
big.
I live with. I was
Yeah.
like, "What are you trying to fucking tell me here?"
Yeah.
Triple X, it's fucking swimming on me.
Well, it would be a triple XL to be fair.
Yeah. And then I got loads of other stuff as well. So I got smellies, obviously.
Yeah.
I got what did I
Boxers,
get?
socks.
So we do a Chris Kendall, you see, in my family. What did I get? I got an Owl Piggy Blinders cap, another short.
Are you one of these?
Ritual
Are you one of these wankers now that's got to go to racing with that on?
No, I've never been to racing in my life. Dogs. I've gone to the dogs.
Are you going to wear the
a few
flag cap?
times.
Are you?
No. Over tomorrow.
It's one of my favourite things on Stephen's
might.
Day is to watch.
I'm at the
Watch online for lads
lads
with flat caps on. It's fucking amazing. You know what I mean?
No, I wore it to the shops today.
What, the flat cap?
Yeah.
To the shop?
Yeah.
Just fuck's
Oh,
sake.
tread
Like something like a Glen Road.
I wore it down the home store tomorrow to get it.
Jack Napier says, quote, "That's just off Sandy. Emmet, Dublin, 51."
47.
47, you prick, you. But anyway, but I like your style, Jack. I'm not
But I
gonna lie.
got a ritual set. I think we've spoken about the ritual set
Yeah, big on rituals.
on here before.
Yeah.
The shower gel. Jesus Christ! If you think original source is
Takes the balls off you.
fucking Tiger Balm on your whatever's, yeah, the ritual set is unbelievable. What else did I get? I got loads of other little bits. No socks or jocks, but thankfully
Yeah.
I bought myself some of them recently. Anyway, so what
That's
did you
just a
get?
standard thing. I don't really ask for anything for Christmas.
Yeah, I've never asked.
Like my wife will. If I said to my wife I need X, Y, and Z, she'd buy it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I know she got me. She bought me a pair of runners and she bought me two golf tops. But I literally say to her at times, "Don't do that. Just take the money and put it away for the kids or something." You know what I mean? I just like the occasion of Christmas. The presents thing doesn't do it for me. You know what I mean? I just love Christmas. I love everyone having the fucking crack. That's where it is. But no, there was runners. There was two golf tops. There was a book. I got a book on Rory McIlroy, which I'm really looking forward to reading. It's not an autobiography. It's basically an opinion piece, but it's 300 pages long on his career, which looks fantastic. So I'm gonna read that. I got it's, as a tradition, I got 6 walnut whips in a box because that's been going for 35
Did he have
years.
the wall on the top of them?
Yes, because the
They
net.
got rid of it for a while, didn't he?
No, they didn't. I said this last week and I was actually wrong. I was talking to my ma about it and she said, no, what happens is the Nestle walnut whip has the walnut on top of it. The other cheaper versions are just called whip, and they don't have the walnut.
Ah, right.
So there you go. What else was there? There's a few quid off someone as well. There was something else. Can't remember. But no, I just love Christmas. So I know you got loads off Santi, Emma, and fair play to you. But me, it's more just the crack of Christmas.
I probably got the same. A jacket, regard a jacket, a short, and a voucher. That's what I got.
Yeah, my job says
then,
Christmas morning fry with champagne is the best. No one else drinks it, so I have the full bottle to myself. How many people are in Madge? I've visions of 5 people in Madge's house, right? And they're all sitting around going, here's your presents. And Madge's just sitting there, right? With a fry and a bottle of champagne. Just fucking eating and swinging, going, yeah, this is fucking great. Happy Christmas. Whatever. Do you know what I mean? But fantastic work. If you can get it, Madge, to be fair. Dylan, how did you go on for Christmas?
Yeah, spoiled rotten. I got track suits and runners and, as you say, smelly, couple of bottles of dupe. And but Neve got me the Manscaped package.
Oh, she did. You can't go wrong, but
trying to tell you something there.
Won't have a word said against it.
8.5 months pregnant. It's probably getting put in the wardrobe for a little while.
No, she's preparing you for when she's back in the game.
Yeah. It's like when your car has 6 months to go and then to an NCT and you go, I better start getting a few bits done on this. You know what I mean? So she's looking at you going, this could better be MOT around March.
So yeah,
have you tried it yet? Have you tried?
My test drives.
Did you get all the bottles and all of it?
I have to set here. There, look.
Yeah. Bring it over there.
Have you used it yet?
Yeah. All that stuff.
Look at it. The crop preserver.
Yeah, that's a new one. That's new in the market. March says spot on, Gav. Pissed by 11 a.m. Fantastic match. Just brilliant. The fries and champagne, and the rest of the family looking at you going, "What the fuck?" And you don't give a bollocks.
She's doing it again.
Yeah, same as last year. That's a good tradition. Our tradition would be to meet up on Christmas Eve and go to Thunder Road Cafe. Well, our tradition is we just watch Madge getting locked while she's eating fucking load of sausages and rashers. So, but anyway, smelly stuff, Manscaped stuff. She's MOTing, for March. Was that it?
Yeah,
good.
Did you get any daddy stuff?
No.
Any daddy books or anything like that?
No.
Have you read any books?
No, never changed them happy before either.
I got the McElroy one. I'm going to read that.
No, I'm
What's that with daddy books? To him.
Yeah.
What? No, don't read any books. That's a lot of bollocks.
No. There's some books that you can get. They're not like fucking instruction books. They're actually funny. What to expect? Like they're actually hilarious. It's like
what the bit like when the baby shits and goes up the back of their head and the shit ends up in the back of their head. You can't avoid that unless you wrap your child in fucking insulation tape from the fucking belly button down. You can't avoid it. The kids are unbelievable at it. You know what I mean?
It's like Johnny said to us. He goes, "Lads, nobody warned me about the first few poos." It's not the first.
Yeah, I've heard they're fucking sick.
They're handy.
It's not. It's when they find the rhythm about 4 or 5 days in, and you're like, "What the fuck is going on?" You're genuine. You're thinking of bringing the child back to get it checked out. What is going on here? You know what I mean? But there you go.
How did he manage to shit on his neck?
Yeah. I was going to read out Avo's comment because it was quite funny, but I'm not going to read it out now. Let me see.
Probably for the best.
Probably for the best.
Yeah.
So there you go. Okay, I can't read that one either, but it is funny. I'm leaving that one as well. Neo Geo says we do a charity shop challenge in my family. Always stupid gifts. My brother got me Ghost and Shawshank Redemption on VHS. I like that. Yeah, that's a bit of fun. I think we're doing something like that in our WhatsApp group next year, aren't we?
What's that?
I think Paddy Lawson has told us about doing something along them lines next year.
Yeah.
We don't know all the details. You'll never know all the details, but we are doing something like that next year. Irish Johnny B says, lads, has anyone seen the leak short for next season? It's a throwback to the 89-90 flex short. I'm in love with it. Honestly, Johnny, yes, I have seen it. It's one of the nicest jerseys Liverpool have ever brought out, but I think it's extremely lazy from Adidas. That would be my opinion on it.
You see, what's leaked is there's no pictures have leaked. So the description of the home jersey is that it's going to be like a nod to the 1990 jerseys, like the design. And I think I put this in the Telegram the other day as well. But I've seen some other versions of it where, do you know the grey kind of diamonds we had that year? But it's in the red version. So
Grey
they've not
diamonds?
said which.
What year?
So remember the grey, the same year as the Fleck jersey.
Yeah.
You had a grey
It's Grey
jersey.
Fleck as well.
No, it wasn't. It was like a diamond pattern.
There was a Grey Fleck. Yeah, there was.
There wasn't.
There was a Grey Fleck jersey to go with the red one.
There
100%
wasn't. It was
there was.
like
With candy on the front of it.
It was like a diamond. It wasn't. I'm telling you. It was like a diamond pattern on the front of it. I have it there somewhere.
I'm promising you there was a grey jersey with Fleck on it. Promise you.
Anyway, it was diamond.
Glenn Hussein wore it. Just letting you know.
But anyway, that's what they reckon. They've not said that it's going to be a copy of the red version of 1989-1990. They've just said it will be a nod to the 89-90 jerseys. So
the only one I'd agree
everybody's
with,
losing their mind over the fact
the only
that
one
that's
who gives a bollocks. It's December. We won't see this till fucking May. The only thing I would say is if you're going to just bring out a jersey like for like, just go and do the 87, 88 home and be done with it because it's the best. Just do that. Chris Hockley is asking a question of Madge's setup, and she just says we don't have dinner till about 6. Plenty of time to pace herself. 6 p.m. Doesn't give a fuck.
That's a manic hour.
Why? She's fucking eating fries and champagne at 11 in the morning. She doesn't give a bollocks about dinner till 6 o'clock.
Yeah. You have to reload at about 2 o'clock on the dinner, I think.
What do you mean?
Have your breakfast at whatever time, but you have to be eating 2:30 latest.
Ah, no.
Your Christmas dinner?
Fuck off, will you?
Nah.
What time you used to have a Christmas dinner? You used to
about
half an
4.
hour of the difference.
About 4 o'clock.
You said 2:30.
You said half
You
2.
said 3.
No, 4 o'clock.
4
o'clock. About right.
Yeah.
But I've no
Change
problem.
your tune
Listen,
now. The cap said it.
No, arrive at 3.
I've no problem. I've no problem. Listen, if I had to go over to Madge's and sit and drink and eat fries in the morning, and she said, "Listen, we're going to have to do this till about 6," I'm on board. I'm not going to lie. I can do the extra 2 hours drinking. I really can. And Brian just says the best nappies out there are the Aldi nappies. Unreal, so they are. So there you go. There you go. You don't need the book, Dylan. Just go on to Brian, of all people, if you want some.
Yeah, but Brian is only on those nappies because of the price that the government are paying them for the milk now at the moment.
Yeah,
Do you
yeah.
know what I mean?
That's it.
When he gets a few extra pence now on the milk in the new year, now we'll be back in Dunn's buying the nappies. Owen Bourke says there was. I won a Talkin Kop /Trippers competition back then. The question was Gav's favourite Robbie Fowler goal. Sent me the grey Fleck jersey as a prize.
I've just sent it to you there on WhatsApp. Is that what you're calling Fleck?
The Fleck jersey is the one with red with the white flecks on it.
Yeah, but you're talking about that grey one that I've just sent you.
No, there was another one.
It definitely wasn't a grey Fleck one.
Do you know the red Fleck one?
Yeah.
There was a grey Fleck one. Telling you now there was. Anyway, not getting into it. It's 20 to 12 at night and it's Christmas. I don't want to fall out with you. And your watch. Bring your watch over tomorrow and we'll have a point. We'll have a look.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. That's been it for the Sunday Night Cop. We are 1 hour and 33 minutes in. We've done really well there. With regards to this week, look, the shows are going to be a bit all over the place because it's Christmas and the New Year. But as soon as we clear the Leeds game, we'll be back to normal with all our shows on YouTube, Patreon and stuff. We usually do reaction extras on Good Process. We might move them around a little bit because people are asking about transfer shows. So we might do... we're going to try a couple of transfer shows this week. We'll definitely have one on Patreon and we might have one on YouTube as well. Thanks a million for liking, subscribing, commenting, all that messing. And if you want to join Patreon, loads have. you can do. Link is in the description. And well done to Hotline, who does be on here and is also on Patreon. He won 6 months free Patreon in our December draw. He's decided to gift that to somebody that he knows. And because he's done that, I'm going to give away another 6 months during the week. And because he's being nice, I'm going to gift it another 6 months and be nice as well. That's it. Gav, get real.
So he doesn't get 6 months.
No, so he gets 6 months free.
Yeah.
He could have had 6 months free, but because he said, no, well, I'm okay, I'm going to gift it to someone else. Because of that, I'm going to gift another 6 months to somebody else to match his gift. It's called being nice. It's like when Santi comes at me, you know, like the way you got stuff off Santi. Well, we're just giving stuff out like Santi. So there you go.
There's another thing. So it's Santi or Santa in Ireland, right?
Santi.
Yeah, Santi.
100%.
Always been Santi in my house.
They
don't use that in the UK. It's Father Christmas.
No,
it's not. They don't. I'm telling you. Well, and maybe it might be only parts of the UK, but more often than not, it's Father Christmas. It's not Santa or Santi. Telling you.
You're only short.
Anybody that's from the UK in
well,
there,
Davey T says it's Santa.
Yeah, but
Martin Nolan says Super Lee. It's fair play. Nice, fair play, Martin. Yeah, good. We're not against it. You can say that. No, it's Santa in the UK. Santi here, says Kev. Kev O'Sullivan, a man of the world who's lived in not only the UK, but Ireland and America. So there you go.
Bristolian.
Santa, says Stephen, and Santi means saint. Santi means saint. Yeah, I know, but we call him Santi. Yeah. Santa Claus is Avo the Third. So there's no one walking around there. Who are you?
Father Christmas is what he's referred to in the UK.
Well, there's lads here from the UK saying...
Yeah, but Avo's from Liverpool, which is heavily fucking influenced by Irish people, so it's going to be Santi. Daddy Nanulik. Good man out.
Daddy Nanulik. And I'm going, this is a farce now. I'm going, well, like this, you're sure shouting, no, Father Christmas in the UK. There's people from the UK. Like, there's
I only read something the other day.
Davey T is in the UK, said it's Defo Santa.
The Father Christmas is for the posh folks, sorry.
Yeah.
I do apologise.
So there you go.
Father holiday.
Yeah. Anyway, we're going. Enough.
Getting messy now.
Yeah, it's getting stupid now. It's getting stupid now. Right. Thanks to Dylan. Thanks to Emma. Thanks to everyone in the chat. I've been Gav. That's been the Talkin Kop on a Sunday. We'll be back ASAP with more stuff, but watch out for us around the Leeds game in particular. Watch out for the transfer stuff coming through January. Like, subscribe, comment, check out the Patreon, all that fucking mess, and talk to you in a bit. Over now.